We will talk about attention deficiency hyperactivity disorder, ADHD. It is a very common condition. It affects around 10% of children. It is the most common neurodevelopmental disorder. It means it is the most common disorder which affects nervous system in children. It affects around 5% of adults, and male to female ratio is 4:1. It means that it's much more common among boys. Now let's say what are the 7 most common symptoms of ADHD. First is inattentiveness. So attention deficiency is first and most common symptom of ADHD. And these symptoms are different among kids and adults, and we will describe both of them. In children, usually it looks like that they are not listening to you. So they are inattentive. They are not listening to you. And the difficulty to maintain focus, difficulty to do homework. But sometimes it can be totally opposite in some specific cases. For example, if they playing highly engagement games, video games, for example, they may be hyper focused because it's highly rewarding activities, and such kids, even they generally are inattentive, they can be very focused in such cases if they are playing computer games, for example. In adults, inattentiveness can be difficulty to complete tasks in time, or losing track on deadlines, or personal life difficulties, and their partner sometimes thinking that they are unreliable or indifferent towards dates, for example, they are forgetful also. So inattentiveness is first and most common symptom of ADHD. Second most common symptom is hyperactivity. Hyperactivity in case of kids, it's fidget or tap their hands and feet, and you may have feelings that they are uncomfortable when they are sitting for a prolonged period of time, and they always doing small movements with their hands, for example, or with their feet. And in adults, this hyperactivity can be more internalized and not externalized totally. For example, they feel constant restlessness and difficulty relaxing, and they difficult to focus on something, and they always on the go types. They can't enjoy in the party, for example, and they always hurrying somewhere. Sometimes they overcommit to activities. They taking lots of projects. They taking lots of activities, and it's hyperactivity in adults. Third most common symptom is impulsivity. And what is impulsivity in kids? For example, they blurting out answers before others, and even before you complete your question, they already answering it. They interrupting you when you're talking, and they start speaking. Interrupting you is important also. It's impulsivity. And what is impulsivity in adults? It's overspending, for example, and they rush decisions, they buy things they don't need, they get emotional decisions very easily, they are very impulsive in decisions, they changing jobs very frequently, and changing also partners frequently, because they are impulsive types. So third most common sign is impulsivity. And fourth important sign is disorganization. Disorganization means that they have poor time management, they trouble with planning and organization, and tendency towards messiness, and you may see that they are always messy. They are not organized persons, but it's part of ADHD. And fifth most common symptom is emotional dysregulation. Emotional dysregulation means that they are impulsive to manage their anger, outburst of anger, irritability is common, and mood swings also common. It means that they have difficulty to manage their emotions. And procrastination is very common also. Sixth most common symptom is procrastination, the delaying tasks until the last minute, and difficulty initiating tasks is procrastination. And low self-esteem. Low self-esteem can be a result of constant underachievement or constant feeling of being different. And in result we get low self-esteem. Now let's say what causes this ADHD and how we diagnose. For diagnosis we need several important symptoms such as inattentiveness, hyperactivity, impulsivity, and disorganization, emotional dysregulation, procrastination. And if them are presented for more than 6 months and they importantly interfere quality of life, then ADHD diagnosis is made. And what causes? Usually it's genetic. It means that if one parent or sibling has ADHD, there is higher risk that this person also may have ADHD. Also, exposure to toxins during pregnancy, for example, alcohol or tobacco smoking or other chemicals can cause during pregnancy, and early life can cause ADHD. Also, it can be because of structural differences in the brain, different structures. And if we simplify situation, it will be simplification of this condition because it's a very complex condition. But if we simplify, we can say that we have ADHD when we have low dopamine and norepinephrine. Both of them are important for focus and motivation. It's important. So dopamine and norepinephrine is important neurotransmitters which is needed for focus and motivation. That's why that people may have ADHD. And what is the treatment? Treatment is stimulants such as amphetamines and methylphenidate are very effective, and in most cases they are very effective treatment. In case of children with ADHD, almost 80% effectiveness. So they are highly effective medications. Of course, they may have some important adverse effects, and we should be very carefully at this case, but they are effective. And behavioral therapy is very important part. And we have several strategies. For example, breaking tasks into small goals. For example, not to aim to clean whole home at once. Just do smaller parts. For example, only kitchen, only dishes, only laundries first. So make it as a small goals. It's important. Breaking tasks into small goals. Minimize distractions by putting away phones, for example, closing unnecessary browser tabs or anything or anything what can distract your attention. You should try to avoid such things, and you should try to create a peaceful environment around you. Also, time blocking is another important part. It means that you should organize your work time. For example, 40 minutes work, 10 minutes break, 40 minutes work, 10 minutes break, and etc. And it will help also to stay focused. And reward in response to small task completions. It's also important. If you get yourself small rewards, it will give you more motivation. And create routines. Create routines is important for adults and for children also with ADHD. For example, after school routine, after meal routine, and bedtime routine, and morning routines. So routines are important. And from supplements. Omega-3 fatty acids show some important effectiveness in case of ADHD. Magnesium, zinc, and iron deficiency also worsens the condition. So people and kids who have this mineral deficiency, they should intake because it improves symptoms in this case. And vitamin B6, especially when it's combined with magnesium, is effective and improves also ADHD symptoms. That's all I wanted to say. Thank you for your interest. Thank you for your watching. If you like my videos, please thumbs up. If you like my channel, please subscribe. Thank you very much. Bye for now.